What's going on, everybody? Astral Jerry here, and I would like to share today my story, how I got into astral projection. Let's see, I'd always searched for these answers. I always had questions throughout my whole life, and I had out-of-body experiences as a child, but I never thought much of it growing up. But I got into the paranormal and done a little bit there, a little bit of researching or whatever. And eventually, I went to a doctor, and the doctor had prescribed me some medication. I'm not going to get into what it was, because it's not something that's readily available for you to get. But I would take it, and I would lay down, and I would start to have these dreams, just intense dreams, and I would wake up, and I would say, "Holy hell!" And it was so vivid. Everything was so clear and real, and I never experienced anything, other than these childhood memories. And I started to become, night after night, these dreams would get more intense and more intense. And I started to become aware that I was dreaming, somewhat like being in a movie. And I would be able to observe, I would be able to realize, hey, I'm dreaming. And even me as a dream character would be doing whatever, but I would be aware at a point where I'm stepping back and viewing the dream. And I started to think, what in the hell is going on here? I had no idea. I had heard of astral projection, but wasn't too sure about what it was, so I didn't know what to make of it. But the dreams continued, and I knew there was something more, because I'd always searched for these answers, and I felt like something was happening. This lucidity, how is it possible, and soon I started to realize I'm dreaming, and it goes from viewing a dream to participating in the dream, realizing that you're in the dream. And I just didn't know what to make of it. I didn't. But I ran across some books on astral projection. And I'd read the books, and some of the symptoms that the onset of an astral projection I had experienced before, and became aware of what lucid dreaming was, and okay, this is what's happening to me. This is what is going on here. So I began to practice astral projection, and I would still have these intense type dreams, but once I became aware of what astral projection was, I just began to practice this and that, and I was having these dreams every night anyways, so I might as well practice astral projection every night. But I had a real strong desire to know what this is and experience this, and I put in the time. I would lay there for hours in a meditative state, raise energy, and just practice, because I wanted it. I had that desire. I knew that there was something more to this life, and I felt like those answers would soon be revealed to me. But yeah, I kept practicing, and not long after, I had my first out-of-body experience, and it was just amazing. The first time that you step out of body, your fear of death goes away. Uh, you know, I was searching my whole life for these answers. I knew that, you know, through paranormal and different things, basically I knew there was more to this, but it confirmed that with me. And 100% I knew that life goes on. I knew, because it just didn't, you know, when I was young, as a kid, I would think, how could we come here and live these lives and gather this information and then just die and that be it? You know, it didn't make any sense, and I knew that. I knew that wasn't right. I knew there was more to it than what you know, I'd been told or made to believe. You know, and when I had that first astral projection experience, you know, relief is the first word that comes to my mind. I was relieved. I felt like, you know, soon I would know everything that I had been, you know, asking. I had so many questions that were unanswered that religion just couldn't answer, you know. And I felt like it's coming. I know that. You know, fear goes away, like I said. The first time I had that out-of-body experience, when I came back, I was like, wow. You know, I jumped up, and I went and told my girlfriend first thing, you know, wow, you never believe it, I was actually out of body, you know, the whole thing. But then I ran outside, because I had went outside when I was out of body, and I had observed this sign hanging over the street. And, you know, subconsciously I could have seen this many times, but never really noticed it. But I went down out to my driveway, and I looked down the street, and sure enough, that sign that I had seen when out of body was hanging above the street, just like I had seen it moments before in the out of body state. So, but you know, from there I had that desire, and that's what you have to have. You have to have the desire and the passion to want it. You know, I wanted it. I desired it. You know, through determination, I knew that I was not going to fail going into it, because I couldn't. I needed this spiritually. You know, I needed this relief. I needed these answers. So, you know, I did what I had to do. You know, and I worked hard at it, you know, through meditation and energy work. And, you know, everything I had to do, I did that. And I put the time in, and that's the thing. You know, people have said to me before, you know, it must be really nice to have this gift. In a way, I want to say absolutely, it's a gift that I'm very grateful for, you know. But at the same time, desire, passion, determination, you know, is what brought this about. You know, I wanted it, I went after it. And this is the thing, anybody with the desire to do it can absolutely do it, can astral project and leave their body. And I do that every night. But as time went on, you know, I continued to practice astral projection. You know, most people learn to lucid dream before astral travel. In a way, that's what happened, but generally I went after the astral travel. So whenever I missed an astral travel, a lucid dream you know, was kind of a backup usually, because even if I missed the astral travel, I would still have a lucid dream. Sometimes I would fall into the dream state and have a dream of me leaving my body through a dream state, rather than actually leaving and through an astral projection experience.